A Dreadful Gurgle by Ruskin Bond. Have you ever woken up in the night to find someone in your bed who wasn't supposed to be there? Well, it happened to me when I was at a boarding school in Simla many years ago. I was sleeping in the senior dormitory along with some 20 other boys, and my bed was positioned in a corner of the long room at some distance from the others. There were no shortage of pranksters in our dormitory, and one had to look out for the introduction of stinging nettle or pebbles, or possibly even a small lizard under the bed sheets. But I wasn't prepared for a body in my bed. At first I thought a sleepwalker had mistakenly got into my bed, and I tried to push him out, muttering, "Devinder, get back into your own bed. There isn't room for two of us." Devinder was a notorious sleepwalker who had even ended up on the roof on one occasion. But it wasn't Devinder. Devinder was a short boy, and this fellow was a tall, lanky person, his feet stuck out of the blankets at the foot of the bed. It must be Ranjit, I thought. Ranjit had huge feet. "Ranjit," I hissed, "stop playing the fool and get back to your own bed." No response. I tried pushing, but without success. The body was heavy and inert. It was also very cold. I lay there wondering who it could be, and then it began to dawn on me that the person beside me wasn't breathing. And I had the horrible realization that there was a corpse in my bed. How did it get there, and what was I to do about it? "Vishal!" I called out to a boy who was sleeping a short distance away. "Vishal, wake up! There's a corpse in my bed!" Vishal did wake up. "You're dreaming, Bond. Go to sleep and don't disturb." Just then, there was a groan followed by a dreadful gurgle from the body beside me. I shot out of bed and shouting at the top of my voice, waking up the entire dormitory. Lights came on. There was total confusion. The housemaster came running. I told him and everyone else what had happened. They came to my bed and had a good look at it, but there was no one there. On my insistence, I was moved to the other end of the dormitory. The house prefect Johnson took over my former bed. 2 nights passed without further excitement, and a couple of boys started calling me a funk and a scaredy cat. My response was to punch one of them on the nose. Then, on the 3rd night, we were all woken by several ear-splitting shrieks, and Johnson came charging across the dormitory, screaming that 2 icy hands had taken him by the throat and tried to squeeze the life out of him. Lights came on, and the poor old housemaster came dashing in again. We calmed Johnson down and put him in a spare bed. The housemaster shone his torch on the boy's face and neck, and sure enough we saw several bruises on his flesh and the outline of a large hand. Next day, the offending bed was removed from the dormitory, but it was a few days before Johnson recovered from the shock. He was kept in the infirmary until bruises disappeared, but for the rest of the year, he was a nervous wreck. Our nursing sister, who had looked after the infirmary for many years, recalled that some 20 years earlier, a boy called Tompkins had died suddenly in the dormitory. He was very tall for his age and apparently suffered from a heart problem. That day, he had taken part in a football match and had gone to bed looking pale and exhausted. Early next morning, when the bell rang for gym class, he was found stiff and cold, having apparently died during the night. "He died peacefully, poor boy," recalled a nursing sister, "but I'm not so sure. I can still hear that dreadful gurgle from the creature in my bed, and there was a struggle with Johnson. No, there was nothing peaceful about that death. Tompkins had gone most unwillingly.